Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Officer Tatum show. I want to first off say happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I know today is not Thanksgiving, but I ain't going to be here tomorrow. So I want to make sure I throw that out there today. I hope that you're thankful, or at least use this as an opportunity in the season to express all the things that you're thankful for. Many of us have so much to be blessed about or be thankful about, given the fact that we live in America and we live in the freest country on planet Earth. So I do want to say shout out to you guys for that. I don't know why the camera is like flickering. Is it the light? It's still flickering. We have to reset the camera.
I can turn it off and I'll be all right.
All right, y'all give me 1 second. We're going to reset this camera real quick. Y'all hold the phone.
Let's turn it on right before we start too. There we go.
All right. We're back like Hunter Biden going for that crack. All right. So I want to say something about Donald Trump's tariffs real quick, and then we're going to get to Kamala Harris looking like she's drunk, giving an address that she should have never gave because it's way too late to do it. But anyway, I want to talk about Trump's tariffs real quick. This is my opinion on Trump's tariffs. A lot of people are saying Donald Trump is going to cause the average American person to pay more money because he want to do all these tariffs. Economists say that it's going to hurt the economy and do all this stuff. Let me just give you a perspective here. I honestly think that Donald Trump is smarter than people are giving him credit for when it comes to his knowledge and understanding of tariffing people, right? The tariffs that he put in place in part, in a large part, are already in place, are still in place now under the Biden administration. So clearly tariffs do work, and they work enough that where the Democrats who cry about tariffs are still holding the tariffs that he had in place to this day and claiming that they've had a great economy. Now, Donald Trump could be doing a multitude of different things when it comes to the tariff. I think what he's doing is he's promoting it to see how people move before he ever get in office and have to implement tariffs. So I think that Donald Trump is looking at it and saying, look, I'm going to threaten tariffs on all these countries, and we're going to see who move. We're going to see who relocate businesses. We're going to see where people are at, or who's going to be defiant, and he's going to work that out before he ever get in the office and have to deal with it in the first place. Also, there's different ways that Donald Trump can implement tariffs. One being that he can have terms on tariffs, which means that Donald Trump says, look, you have a 5-year schedule that if you bring your business into the United States of America, or promise to bring your business into the United States of America within the next 5 years, then you'll be exempt from tariffs, or whatever the case may be. There's a lot of flexibility there that Donald Trump has. Let me add another part to this as well. I think that Donald Trump adding tariffs may cause products to be a little bit more expensive. However, with the revenue that's coming in from tariffing outside products being sold in America, will give the American people probably the ability for him to lower the taxes, the tax burden on the American people. I would love to see us get to a point where we're making so much money on tariffs that the American people don't have to pay federal income tax. I would like to see that happen. It very well could happen, because all you have to do is evaluate it and say, look, if the people didn't have to pay federal taxes at this percent, and they had to pay a little bit more for groceries, a little bit more for certain products that they purchase, which one is more, right? Which one is going to hurt their pockets or benefit their pockets the most? All right, let's get to a couple of things here. First, I want to bring up Kamala Harris. I don't know why in the world she's even addressing her constituents or people who supported her, voted for her, that she raised, that helped her raise money. I don't know why she's even talking to them at this point. Ma'am, it's over. It's been over. Nobody's listening to you. You're not inspiring nobody to do anything. It's over. Y'all lied all this time. We knew you wasn't worth a dime. I knew it. Everybody knew it. And it was realized come election day. But they got her out there with her knee pads on, just going horizontal to go vertical in her career, and it didn't work this time. And they got her out here on this Zoom call with Tim Walz, looking like she did a whole fifth of Hennessy. Whole thing of Hennessy. Henny on the rocks. Look at her. She looked drunk right here. Now, let me give a fair evaluation of her drunkenness, right? I was a police officer, as you guys know, for several years, and I can identify signs and symptoms of a person who's impaired. She does show signs and symptoms of slight impairment. Do I think that she'll fail FSTs? I don't know. Do I think that she's under intoxicated substance or something, or she's just sleep deprived? Yeah, that could be the case. There's no way she's functioning at a normal rate at this point. All you got to do is look at her face. And you can see how she slurs some of her words. I believe that she could be either extremely tired or she's been on the sauce. One of the two things is happening. You cannot tell me that this is the normal Kamala Harris that you saw on the campaign trail, that you saw during the debate, that you saw chucking and jiving and doing word salads her entire campaign season. This woman is definitely going through something. Roll the clip.
Freedoms that must be upheld. That's not over. That fight's still in us, and it burns strong. And I know this is an uncertain time. I'm clear-eyed about that. I know you're clear-eyed about it. And it feels heavy. And
Pause.
I just have to remind you, don't you ever let anybody take your power from you. You have the same power that you did before November 5th. And you have the same purpose that you did. And you have the same ability to engage and inspire. So don't ever let anybody or any circumstance take your power from you. Look, this mission that we have, it takes hard work. But as you've heard me say many times, we like hard work. Hard work is good work. Hard work can be joyful work. And in doing our work, we will remain committed and intentional about building community, building coalitions, reminding people that we all have so much more in common than what separates us. We will be armed with the faith and the fuel that tells us what is possible and then drives us to achieve it. So let's continue to organize and mobilize and stay engaged. And I thank you all. I thank you all. We are all in this together. All
No,
right?
we're not.
We are all in this together. And on this practical.
And now, a lot of people want to make her seem drunker than what she is. I don't think she's that sauced. Now, I've seen a lot of people who are super sauced, and this is the question that I ask anybody that I think is on the sauce. This is what the question I ask them, or at least when they address me. This is how I know that they're on the sauce. If somebody called me Officer Tatum instead of Officer Tatum, they on the sauce. That's above a 2-0. I've had people when I was a police officer that was just, they gone. Fort Locos all in the floorboard. Officer Tatum, why are you arresting me? I wasn't drinking 3 beers. Only 3 beers. And I didn't drive from here over there, officer. I say, oh, you finna go straight to jail. I don't even need to do FSTs or nothing. Horizontal gaze, nystagmus, we don't need to do none of that. You finna go straight to jail. I remember I had a guy so drunk, I said, you want to do, first of all, he couldn't get out the car. He laid on the hood. He helped him out the car. He lays on the hood. And we go, hey, sir, would you like to do field sobriety tests? He go, man, I'm too drunk to do all that. God is my witness. He said, I'm too drunk to do all that, man. And he was right. He went to jail with a .30. And this man had a .30 after he had been asleep in the parking lot at Walgreens overnight because he drove from Phoenix. I don't know how drunk he was, drove from Phoenix, end up with his foot on the brake in the parking lot, not even in park, right in front of the Walgreens. Thank God they had the bumper. He'd have went through the store. He had about 5 or 6 Fort Locos on the floor in his floorboard in his car. The drunkest guy I ever seen in my life. I'm too drunk, officer. Take me in. All right. But anyway, I had to make fun of Kamala two-tone knee pad Harris because she's absolutely ridiculous. Nobody cares about none of this stuff she's saying. You lost the election. It's over. Quit trying to, And then let me just say this one part, which I think is incredibly important. You sit up there and you brag about raising $1.4 billion, but then you don't articulate to the people how you $20 million in debt. $1.4 billion you raised and you $20 million in debt. Your people on the campaign got to do GoFundMes. Ma'am, you shouldn't even talk. You just go in the shadows. You were in Hawaii doing God knows what. Probably drinking the whole time. That's why you would have sauced on the show. On your little, what they call it, interview thing. You shouldn't even be talking. Just let it go, woman. Y'all don't know when to stop. The narcissism in these people, the narcissistic behavior in these people are absolutely out of control. All right, let's continue. Yeah, let's go to the Redskins. And this is one thing that I always held true with this whole changeover with I don't even want to say their names. They are the Washington Redskins. They're going to be the Washington Redskins until the day I die. They'll always be the Washington Redskins. I bought a Sean Taylor Washington Redskins jersey, and that's what they're going to be. Now, we all know that before they were stupid enough to take the Washington Redskins logo off and change the name, they did a survey of Native American tribes, and 80% of them said they didn't have a problem with being the Washington Redskins. Let me just express to you guys real quick how stupid these people are. They literally fight fascism with fascism. They fight racism by being racist. And they literally recreate history by eliminating minorities from history, right? Everybody that have ever watched football will be very familiar with the native culture. And although you may think that the name Redskin is somewhat derogatory only to leftist lunatics eating soy all day, at least there is an image or representation of a strong, powerful warrior native or Indian, whichever one you want to call it. At least there's representation. Just like the Florida Seminoles. When I see the Seminole come down on that horse and drive that thing through the ground, that's inspiring to me. I love it. It gives a perception of the warrior Indian person, right? Because that's how I see Native people. I see them back when they were conquering the Aztecs, all of the ones that are around. I mean, Aztec was the biggest, but in Arizona we got tons of them. Paspoyaki, we got. I mean, you can go down the list. How do you know, Brandon? I took indigenous studies when I was in college, and the dude was a white guy with a ponytail in the back. He said he had Native in him. He more like Pocahontas. What's her name? Elizabeth Warren to me. He was straight white, had a little ponytail that came out. He was bald head. Because what he did was he wore a hat with the ponytail out, and it make you think he had a lot of hair like natives. And he was bald with a ponytail. I'm like, oh, bro, you ain't even really native. But I took indigenous studies class, and therefore I found a great interest in the native people, and I love them, and I think that they're absolutely amazing. They just end up losing to the white folks. It's just the way it is, man. Hey, we win some, we lose some. But anyway, so they ended up losing that battle. But don't remove the native people from images that represent them in some form or fashion. And I'll say this, and I'm gonna get to the clip. Just like Aunt Your Mama and Uncle Henry's rice. Growing up, we were Uncle Ben's. I said Uncle Henry. I got my uncle named Henry, but Uncle Ben's rice. We grew up inspired that black folks had a rice. Even though Uncle Ben, what's his name? Uncle Ben. I got an Uncle Ben too, Uncle Benjamin. Even though they may not have owned the brand, we thought they did. Even though Aunt Your Mama didn't, we thought it was a black company. So we were inspired that a sister is on the syrup. We only bought Aunt Your Mama syrup. And now, what's that? Land O'Lakes. Yeah, they took the native person off Land O'Lakes. It's like it's funny because they fighting it with fighting against it. Leave Aunt Your Mama on there, man. No black person on planet Earth thought anything negative about that. No black person on Earth thought Uncle Ben's rice was something negative. It's the stupidest thing in the world. It reminds me of Grandma when she whipped them pancakes up when I think of Aunt Your Mama. Anyway, let's play this clip because the Washington Redskins, I guess, are having buyer's remorse, and they want to go back to the Washington Redskins from this stupid logo and name brand that they got now. Roll the clip.
We were calling out leaders on a case of really woke gone wrong. The irony that they were canceling Native American culture as the DEI movement went way too far. Look, this is honoring a Blackfeet chief who was born in Montana. He's highly esteemed. The Blackfeet tribe of Montana, their current chairman and the tribal council signed a letter in strong support to bring the logo back. It honors Indian country. So we've had good discussions with the NFL and with the commanders. There's good faith negotiations going forward that's going to allow this logo to be used again. Perhaps revenues going to a foundation that could help Native Americans in sports and so forth. We're making good progress. And based on the good faith negotiations, I made a decision to support this bill yesterday in the committee.
I know that they put a plaque up at Northwest Stadium honoring Wetzel and the logo. It'd be great to see it back on the helmets again. Senator, thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
See, that's all they had to do, right? Do y'all agree with me? That's all they had to do. If they wanted to show honor, they could say, hey, how about the NFL Washington Redskins team donate a portion of their revenue to Native tribes? That's the way you do it. You don't just eliminate them from history. I never watched them again. I never looked at a single game when they decided that they weren't going to be the Redskins again. I would never buy a jersey. I never called them anything other than the Washington Redskins. It'll never change. Now, they probably made a little money. Somebody made some money because they got to redo all that merch. Now, I don't know if they're going to undo all that merch and try to sell it again, but if they do, we got to get a license, Nick. We got to get a license over here so we can sell it. But anyway, I know that you guys agree with me on that they should have never done it. Ain't Your Mama. Donate to a black organization, a percentage of proceeds. Because black people have been supporting Ain't Your Mama since the foundation of Ain't Your Mama. Black people don't know any different. We buy that. That's the only syrup we got. And so on and so forth. So what's our next one?
We have this clip saying it's a native saying he supports it.
Okay, we got a clip of a native man who's obviously a Washington Redskin fan that's in support against the foolery that these people are doing. Roll the clip.
It's part of our culture. If you're aware of your culture, you know that it's in there. In our people, we have a clan called Dashchi. That means that you put red paint on. When I was a little kid, my grandmother used to put red ochre on my face and go herd sheep because it shields you from the sun. And then another thing, as well as we have ceremonies where we have paintings of red to bring about healing and restoring balance and harmony. And that's what we associate with it. But even in their landscape, we have songs that talked about when their father's sun sets. Before it says good night to us, it paints all the mountains red. And the most sacred places, landscapes, are painted red before he bids us good night. So it's part of our way, of our life. We're not victims. We don't want to be victims. And it's unfortunate that whoever is behind us is victimizing other people for their own self-interest and funding all these movements. It's for their self-interest, and we have to be aware of those things. But up in Navajo country, over 90% of Navajo people, they're fine. They like the name Redskin, and they want to keep it that way.
Can these leftists just actually talk to a human being? And I feel like these people virtue signal on behalf of other people. Like, I don't think Native American people, like you just heard that guy, he explicitly said that. I can't imagine a Native person disagreeing with him. It seemed like it was well thought of and it's a traditional thing. Why don't they just go talk to Native people and like talk to real people and say, hey, what do you guys think about this? They don't do that. They go to activists that are activated in their against their own best interests. What do y'all think about this? The Redskins are bad. Then they go and take the logo off of everything. You know, you go down the list, and Dylan just brought up here about the Kansas City Chiefs. You know what I mean? So first of all, there's a lot of native teams, teams that have native logos and mascots, right? I talked about the Florida State Seminoles, the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, you go down the list. They got
The kid that did the tomahawk at the Raiders game, Chiefs game.
yeah. Oh, we talked about the kid that did the tomahawk chop at the Kansas City Chiefs game. One side was painted red, one side was painted black, and they said he did blackface. And I'm sure he sued the socks off somebody that deserved it. Deadspin got sued. I think they settled with him for an undisclosed amount of money. I hope it was millions.
And with a headdress, he ended up being Native American.
And then they come to find out He was native. I think it was like his great uncle, his uncle, somebody was actually an Indian on a reservation, or like his uncle owned owned a company that was traditionally a native company or something, and he was native. That's how stupid these leftists are. Oh yeah, his grandfather was a native on the board of a reservation. So the kid was a native and he was just doing his native thing. But these dumb idiots want to come out and make everything a problem, which I think they should be grossly ashamed of. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. I'm glad to see more people showed up today, and maybe it's a better time to do it today than the other day. All right, Nick, what's our next story? All right, we got Andrew Schultz and Charlamagne the fraud. Finally, he said something that made a little bit of sense. Normally, I don't agree with nothing. Listen, Charlamagne is just like Stephen A. Smith. I want you guys to learn this, just in case your black friends lying to you and trying to tell you something different. Brandon Tatum is going to keep it real. I'm the whistleblower, right? I'm the Negro whisperer, or whatever you want to call it. These people will lie to you. There is certain type of black people that exist. The ones like Stephen A. Smith and Charlamagne the fraud, in their personal life and their values and beliefs that they actually adhere to are conservative belief systems. But to you, they get on TV and act like they in the middle, impartial, or they lean to the left, only because they want to satisfy their reputation amongst other people of the melanin. That's exactly who they are. If you ever met any one of these people, they would be way more conservative, chill. They'd be like, oh, yeah, I like Trump, man. He ain't really that bad, bro. I ain't got nothing bad to say about Trump. And then now that Trump has won in an overwhelming way, now they're coming out the box and kind of agreeing with certain things. Bro, these are things you always agree with. These are things that when you at a party and you hanging out with your boys, these are things you already agree with. But for some reason, you need permission. Somehow, after everybody then fell on the sword, you finally need permission for you to come out and say something rational. Let's roll the clip. Roll it.
This is the problem with Democrats. You can be weird or you can be pretentious, but you can't be both. And Democrats are weird and pretentious, right? Like a good example, we were talking about this on Flagrant. Remember that haircut I had?
Sure.
You remember where I shaved the sides?
Oh, yeah. Which one? You've had a few.
Yeah, but this one. The one where I basically, it was like a bowl cut. Yeah.
But it was for a roll.
Right. If somebody came up to me like, why do you have the haircut? And I was like, what, do you not understand fashion? Do you not understand luxury? What the what are you, like, how dare you judge his haircut? People would be like, bro, you got a weird haircut. Stop acting like, and that's Democrats. But if somebody came up to me and they're like, what's up with that haircut? And I go, I know it's kind of odd. It's just a weird thing. I was trolling people and like people really annoyed about it. So I just doubled down. Then immediately those people go, oh, I get it. That's kind of fine. If you disagree with Democrat rhetoric, some of it, not all of it, some of the rhetoric, the extreme rhetoric, the reaction is, what are you, a Nazi? What are you, hateful? What are you, a bigot?
Well, we've been doing that to each other, but see, that's...
I'm not saying Republicans don't do it. I'm just saying that this is the reaction. What you have to do is when you have some things that aren't really common sense, Latinx, when you have some things that are just...
They sacrificed it all at the altar of identity.
But why aren't you listening to Latinos? Latinos were the main people saying don't use Latinx.
Because they don't care.
You even keep saying Latinx. I never even heard that term.
I know. It's just the whole thing. Like, for example, remember when there was like these stories of like the drag queens teaching kids how to read?
Yes.
And if a dad or mom goes, why are there drag queens teaching kids how to read?
Don't call me
Thank
transphobic.
Yo, explain that. It's weird. It's not like we ain't all go to kindergarten.
And maybe this makes me pretentious. Maybe it makes me elitist. I just don't think it really. Look, I just talk.
No, Chris, I want you to finish what you're about to say. You don't think it what?
Impacts people's lives in a real way.
But it impacted the election.
Okay.
Even if it don't impact your life, it impacted the election.
This is the biggest cop-out. This is the biggest cop-out. No, I'm telling you it is, because when you say it doesn't impact people's lives... Oh, may I finish?
It doesn't.
May I finish?
Yeah.
If you just double down. What you're telling me, this is the messaging I get, right?
Right.
I'm telling you, this is a deal to me. And what you're telling me is that I'm weird. This is the pretentiousness that is so baked into Democratic politics that drives people crazy. I'm telling you, hey, I don't understand this, and it makes me feel a little uncomfortable. And you're going, no one really cares about this. This is not a big deal.
Right.
What is you
It's
care?
like shut up and dribble. It's
Shut
like
and dribble.
And because I'm asking questions.
And the second you do that to the majority of the country, which is what you're doing, they start going, man, these guys. Let's Trump fix this whole. These went too far. I can't even ask a question. When I do, they act like I'm stupid.
I don't think Schultz is wrong.
Andrew Schultz is becoming my favorite. He did have a Hitler haircut. I thought he was Hitler for a minute. I'm like, is he trying to troll and be Hitler? He had a stash and he had the bowl on the side of his head. Anyway, he's funny, and I think that he's a lot more common sense person than many of these other people. I don't know who the guy is behind the screen this way. Their producer. Oh my God. I bet he is sick of this guy. If somebody doesn't have enough testicle fortitude to stand up and say, what in the is going on where drag queens are in front of kids dressed like drag queens, bro? Some of them got thongs on and everything. Now, if you okay with that, then we should be able to go down to Honeybees, a local strip club, and get Shanae out of there and let her bounce that booty in front of them kids with a thong on and teach them how to read. Are you okay with that? Now, she keep her clothes on, but that booty out and the chest out, and she look like she getting ready to go and strip, but the stripper is reading to your kids. Is there a problem with that? If you think drag queen is cool, you should be okay with the stripper. The drag queens are looking just like strippers. They got fishnets on their leg. They got high heels on. They breasts hanging out. They in a thong. They had one on a table with his balls hanging out. I'm just keeping it real. I saw it on the camera. I think his ball came out. And that's totally fine to people because they're drag. But if that's a regular woman dressed like that and bouncing in their kids' faces, people will be outraged. What about male strippers? If a male stripper come in a thong, I forget the name of that show. I remember I dated a girl that wanted to go to that show and I never talked to her again. What is the thing? I think Channing Tatum was a part of it. The male dancers. Magic Mike. How you know Magic Mike? Magic Mike. You better not have gone no Magic Mike show. No, Magic Mike, I guess with the dudes in thongs stripping on the thing. They do a tour, I guess. And why can't Magic Mike teach kids how to read? Why can't they teach the kids how to read? Because it's inappropriate. The sexualization and explicit body language and behavior of adults in the face of little kids is insane to me. These people aren't even these people in real life. These drag queen people are regular men. Well, I don't regular, but they men and they dress up like this. I think it's, to be honest, and I'm gonna move on, I think it's giving a poor image to women. It's a poor image to women. Like what are you dressing up to be? You dressing up to be a queen. You dressing up to be a woman. And look how flamboyant and ridiculous that you're presenting a woman to be. Every woman don't have to have long, bushy hair and all that make cake on her face and high heels and all of that harlotton stuff. That's not every woman's look. But that's what men are doing to portray women, and they're doing it in front of little kids. Subconsciously, they're getting brainwashed. Roll the clip.
Chris, I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong either.
First of all, I'm having a conversation. I'm not using that voice when I have it.
He's not talking about you, Chris.
No, I'm not. I'm saying that what you're saying
Chris is fragile right now. Chris is fragile. Chris is going to be okay.
Yeah. See, it's annoying. It's annoying when people act pretentious, huh?
Chris, you can't do this for 4 years. You're not gonna make it, bro.
I'm telling you, get on board.
Stress yourself out, man.
Get on board.
No, we're not getting on board.
Wait, what?
Listen, it's just we're all Americans. We want what's best for America. Now, I like these conversations because guess what? There is a midterm in 2 years. Then there's another presidential election in 4 years. Maybe if he does the right thing.
Can I just
look at this mother? Just when you thought that he had a few brain cells left in that peanut head, you realize he's still stupid. There's a midterm in 2 years, and there's an election. If there's an election, how there ain't gonna be what's gonna happen that there ain't gonna be an election? He gonna somehow not leave office? That man is 80. He gonna be 80-some years old. Donald Trump on his last leg of the 4x100-meter relay. He ain't got that much to go. Unless you think he'll live to 100. I mean, Donald Trump ain't, I'm looking at him. Unless he got some genetics that's out of control, he's not like a skinny guy running marathons at 70 years old. He McDonald's and stuff. I mean, Donald Trump probably got 10 more left, 20, 15 more left, if that. But he want to be a president forever. That's impossible. That man probably don't want to do it. He don't want to do it now. He have to do it. And he going to pass that torch to J.D. Vance or somebody else because we got a whole lineup. We got a whole bench full of people. Was there more to it? All right, roll it.
Just can I throw a real quick? Let me throw a real quick idea. Real quick idea. Wait, Chris. Real quick. If we get rid of term limits, bring Barack in for the third term.
No.
Now we talking.
No,
now we talking.
No, I want the Constitution to keep doing what it's been doing. I want people to respect the Constitution.
Respect the Constitution. There's no third term. I 100% agree. 100%.
Yeah, and we should have term limits for people like Mitch McConnell. Y'all saw him; he froze again. I thought. Do we have a clip of Mitch McConnell? Mitch McConnell. Can I say this? I'm a Republican. I'm a proud Republican. I'm proud of the Republican Party for the most part. Mitch McConnell died again in front of everybody. How many times did this man gotta enter into the matrix? He got to travel. He got to time travel. How many times does his spirit have to leave his body before the dude retire from Congress? I don't understand. Mitch McConnell freezes. He literally, he's talking. I just want to say that we gotta help Ukraine, and we gotta make sure we operate in American values. Mitch, are you okay? Get him out of there. Get him out of there. This man is going and visiting his grandparents, and he gone from here. The body just standing there. He gone. Then somehow they cart him off and he come back to life. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. I even think the Democrats don't put. Well, Ruth Bader Ginsburg was dead in her Supreme Court photo. I think she was dead. They had her slumped like this. I'm like, how is she like this and everybody else is like this taking their picture? She was already like this. But Mitch, I mean, God dang, boy. I'm not trying to make fun of him. Man, you got to get out of there. You're going to die on TV in front of everybody. Can you stop? Is it that serious, bro? Somebody can do your job. You're going to appoint another Republican. You're going to die in here? And it's going to be in front of everybody. Next time your body separates from your soul, it's going to be the end. Look at this man. I thought this was the old one. He'd done this like 3 times. Roll it.
Partisan cooperation and a string of
I'm not laughing at it because this is probably a medical emergency. But he do look like Bo when he poop. This is what my son look like when he poop. When my son is doing something and he quit all of a sudden, this is what he look like. Bo, you pooping, ain't you? That's why you so quiet over there. You pooping. Only reason, listen, I'm not trying to make fun of him. I know it's kind of funny a little bit. The only reason I'm saying is because this man have some kind of audacity to be taking taxpayer dollars and he dead. He freezing and stuff. That's shameful that you're doing this. If the man was a Supreme Court justice and he's holding out so the Republicans can replace him with another Republican, I can get it. Bro, you're a senator. They can appoint another person. You should be looking at your successor ahead of time because there's no way your family watching you freeze. This guy is worse than Joe Biden. And I hate to say it as a Republican, this is elder abuse worse than Joe Biden. I just had to throw that out there. I was thinking of Mitch freezing like that. I'm like, bro, y'all, I want to like the man, but god dang, can y'all stop this already? Y'all making us look bad. Him freezing every 5 minutes. I couldn't let my daddy. If that was my daddy, I'd be like, Daddy, you got to step down, man. You can't be up there freezing. Because what's the next thing after you freeze? You might die right there in front of everybody, and everybody's gonna see you collapse on the podium. That's crazy to me. Anyway. No, what's the other thing we're gonna do? No, let's do Pastor Gray. All right, we're gonna talk about Pastor John Gray, who I think he's scammy. You know, he one of those scammy pastors that flex watches and clothes and jewelry on the internet, wearing Balenciagas and all this old stuff, and preaching prosperity gospel. I can almost guess that this shirt is probably like a $2,000 hoodie. That's how this pastor operate. But I'm going to say something nice about him, because he did say something reasonable behind the pulpit for the first time that I've heard. But he one of these people that, if you notice, this hoodie got specs on it and it got a patch on the elbow, this is probably some Balenciaga stuff that's a $2,000 hoodie. That's what kind of man this guy is. And let me say this real quick, and then I'm going to go to his clip. I don't like pastors that do stuff like this. I don't know how you're going to use God's money to floss. I don't get it. Now, I'm a successful businessman. I make a good amount of money. I could go buy a Balenciaga hoodie, which I won't, if I wanted to have a nice hoodie, because I make the money. I am a for-profit company. I put my neck on the line, not only doing videos, I'm traveling, I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff. I'm starting up businesses. I'm stressing out all night just to get some of this stuff going. I work for my money. I work for it. If people were donating to me, because God has should be putting it on their heart to donate money to me, donate money because you got to pay 10% of your income, and I take some of that money and go buy a $2,000 hoodie, and I'm driving a Rolls Royce and a Bentley and all that, I'm flying private, that's insane to me. I get it, bro. If you rich already and you become a pastor, I don't have nothing to say about it. Long as your money going towards your own personal money that you earn with hard work in the American dream, I don't care how much money you make. But, bro, you can't use church money and then make it your money. You can't use the pulpit to use a book that you didn't write with the spirit that you have no control over, encouraging people with a relationship with a God that you cannot negate, the God of the universe, and you're profiting off their experience with that God. And the way these guys profit, they do it very slowly and methodically, just like nonprofits do, just like people running for office do. Pastors do the same thing. They raise this money, right? You got to pay 10%. God wants you to give. They do pep rallies and fundraisers at their church. They raising all kind of money. And what they do, because their income shows that they only making $100,000 from the church, they use the money that you donate to the church as your offering to build their persona on social media. They fly and do interviews. They get in the rooms with Oprah, and they do all this stuff to build their personal persona. And once they get a big enough church, they get more revenue. They get more out there. They're wearing nice clothes. They're in rooms meeting people and doing all that stuff. They write a book. And they sell 5 million. They sell 40,000 to the church. Then they sell 5 million books. Now they're a millionaire, and they go, oh no, I wrote a book. That's how I made the money. No. People helped you write that book. You used a book to gain knowledge that you didn't write. You can't profit directly off the knowledge of the Bible. In my opinion, I could be wrong, man. I don't know, because my mama told me I should start my own church. Now I gotta slow down on the F-bombs every now and then. Y'all won't hear me say them, but sometimes I get mad and I say it. I gotta work on that, because sometimes I get mad and I say stuff. So I gotta work on a few things. But my mama said I should be a pastor. Now, I have ambitions to be a multimillionaire and a billionaire at some point because I want to buy and sell businesses until I get to that point. Why? Because I want to help other people. Beyond that, if I started preaching today, I already have more money than like I would if I was just starting out preaching. I would never wear expensive clothes while preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ. I just won't. Even if I own it, even if I have nice cars, I'm not driving a nice car to church, and I'm not wearing those super expensive clothes. And now flying private is different. If somehow you need to fly private for some specific reason, and it makes sense to the church, do it, because it'll be a headache trying to get on a commercial flight to go here and back here the same night. It may be a lot more reasonable to fly private. But to own a private jet as a pastor and use it as your own personal jet is insane to me. Anyway, enough of that. Let me get to him actually saying something that makes sense. Roll the clip.
How did he win? Well, it was racism. It was misogyny, xenophobia. Really? 76 million from every walk of life, up over every demographic from 4 years ago? It was racism. No, it wasn't. It was people who are tired of a system that's been lying to them. And even though the candidate is deeply flawed, all of those things didn't matter to people who are saying, I can't pay for groceries. You can't finesse me with a whole bunch of words that don't mean nothing. Your celebrity endorsements didn't help you. No, and people are hurting, they're lost, they're wounded, and they're broken. All of what happened Tuesday had already been written by heaven. None of it caught God off guard, and none of it will impact the people of God in a way other than what God intended for his people. So here's my question. Have any of God's promises changed? No. Has God's love changed? No. Did anything catch God off guard? No. So what you crying for?
That boy built like a tray lunch. But anyway, so I do agree with what he said. And here's why I said this. Y'all can go back and look at the tapes. I said this very same thing when Joe Biden won, which is skeptical to me. But when he was inaugurated, I said the same thing. I said, God don't somehow fall off the throne and people accidentally get elected. I think that God had a plan for Joe Biden to be in office, whichever way it happened. Why? Because I think God had to expose us and challenge us to upgrade. We were walking around like our stuff didn't stink. We took advantage of having the American dream presented to us, and we got lackadaisical. The church got lazy, and we let the devil in the office, and now people are suffering for it. And now we have another opportunity, and now people are eventually taking advantage of that opportunity. And so God had to allow that to happen for us to get to the next level. And that's with everything in your life. Every time you go through something, you're going through something to get to the next level. Refining gold, refining, minerals, diamonds, and all these different things. There's a process, and there's a heat and a trauma process that happens so you can become beautiful in the next level. Everything happens like that. Concrete, the way concrete is made, the way buildings are made. There is some ugly, nasty stuff that have to go on before it's beautiful at the end of the day. And God had to put us in that position, and thank goodness we responded. But Trump didn't just become president because, I do think that God allowed that to happen. And I think we're going to be grateful and benefit because of it. I was trying to look up that hoodie that he had on. But I have to look at it. It's Balaga. It looked like it says Balaga on there with paint, with John Gray. Let me see if it's on there. Yeah, no, it's Balenciaga. I think it's an offshoot of Balenciaga. If somebody can look that up, just look up Balenciaga paint drop hoodie or Balenciaga John Gray hoodie or something like that, because I know that hoodie is probably expensive Balenciaga. Can somebody look it up, Nick? I need you to run the camera so somebody else can look that up. All right, let's get to the next story. These leftists, which makes me happy. I mean, it kind of makes me happy. I feel sad because this somebody's daughter is a complete idiot, but it makes me happy because I think the good side is winning. These liberal women are nuts. And so what they do is they go on God's beautiful earth and that beautiful beach that he created just for them to go in there and scream about stupid stuff. And you know they left this because somebody got a rainbow hoodie on, they got pink hats on, and they stupid enough to go out here and scream like it's going to do something. Maybe they screaming to their devil. I mean, they God, who is the devil. Let's listen to these women as they, I don't know, yell out insults against, I don't know, the patriarchy. I don't know. I wrote a clip.
Yeah. They're just going round and round and round.
This can't be real.
I know.
That ain't even cold plunge.
Oh my gosh.
They even run this thing. It looks like this is it. They probably the lady got on camera. Yeah, I don't know what else they're gonna do here, but now, in all fairness, this could be a retreat where women scream and let their emotions out, and then they go and do a cold plunge. It could have nothing to do with politics. But the lady that recorded this seemed to believe that these women are running around screaming in circles, letting out their frustrations with this election result. And let me just say this. Does screaming and yelling and getting your emotions out work? Yes, it does. It actually does work. If you're doing it because Donald Trump won, you silly. But if you're doing it to express certain things, it could have some healing components to it, right? They studies have shown things like the rage room or whatever they got now where you can just break and slam stuff. And I know before they ever studied this, when I used to break my remote control after they cheated on the video game, I felt much better. I used to get these VHS tapes that were old and nobody was ever using them. And I get mad and I used to just do like this and I punch through them. I just, and it made me feel so much better. And it's scientifically proven. But I didn't go punch a tape because somebody won an election that I didn't like. But some of these people are crazy and lunatics, in my opinion. And they literally waste their lives and they waste this beautiful season that we're in to cry about stupid stuff. Let me just say this before we go to the next thing. If you are the type of person that don't want to go meet with your family because of their political beliefs, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. Unless you don't want to meet with them because of the way they're going to treat you versus you don't want to meet with them just for the virtue of them voting a certain way. It's crazy to me. I see people do it all the time. You voted for Trump. I can't be a part of your life. It's like, you got to be the stupidest person in the world. Because to be honest, people shouldn't want to talk to you if you voted for Kamala because you have to be a complete idiot. But outside of the idiotic theology that you may have, people shouldn't be mad at each other over what they vote for. I know for a fact right now that some people I'm going to see here soon, which I'm going around my family, they voted for Kamala Harris. Now, maybe because we won, I don't feel as bad, but I don't care. Joe Biden has been in office and I hang around people or I've been around people that voted for Joe Biden them. It's not a big deal. I mean, as far as like me not want to see you ever again. I mean, it's funny because it only go one way, right? You have guns in your house and somebody don't like guns, so they don't want to be around you because you dare to want to protect yourself with the Second Amendment. But then the people who have guns don't trip on people who don't have guns in their house. Like I tell you, somebody in my family, and the family is not blood family, but it's family connected via somebody. I'm not trying to disclose what person it is. But this person don't have guns in their house. And I don't know, they served in the military and retired at a pretty high prestigious position in the military, but don't have a gun at their house because guns are dangerous. I cannot even fathom the type of soy you got to be eating to feel that way. I just don't understand. And of course I'm being superfluous, but I just don't understand how a person can look in the mirror and say, I don't want a gun at my house to protect my family. I don't want one at all. I just want to use my hands and feet. I just want to use a hope and a prayer. I just want to be able to, you better be training to call 911 because you call 911 and you don't know what to say, you're going to have a hard time. I almost should tell everybody this. You probably want to not practice on calling 911, but you probably want to practice what you're going to say when you call because it ain't going to go like you think it's going to go, right? Some of y'all think when I call 911, somebody can be like, hey, how can I help you? We're sending the police right now. Okay, we have your address. We have your phone number. Okay, what direction did he run? Are you still in your house? Somebody's at the front door now. That's not going to happen. You're going to call 911 and they're going to be like, after ringing 3 or 4 times, they're going to be like, police or fire? What? The police. Somebody stabbed you in the back of the head. Police. Hello. It's the Tucson Police Department. How can we help you? What's your emergency? Or if you're in an emergency situation and the dispatch answer your call. Oh my God, somebody's chasing me with a knife. Oh, I'm shot. Help me. The person that says police or fire will get some preliminary information from you, right? Where are you located? Where are you at, right? Let me transfer you to the police department. They transfer you. Hello, what's your emergency? I swear, God is my witness. That person finna start over with you. What's your emergency? I told the other person I'm getting stabbed. Somebody stabbed me in the back of the head. They running off. It's a black man, green pants. Ma'am, what's your name? My name is Cynthia. Ma'am, I can't. What's your name? My name is Cynthia. Spell your name, ma'am. Like, I'm getting shot. What is your address? Who is shooting you? What caliber weapon is he using? Is his gun barrel dirty or clean? You're like, oh my God, why are you asking me these questions? And people may think that, like, I'm saying this because I just watched TV. No, I was a cop. And I have had to call the police as a cop a few times. And I'm like, oh my God, the average, and I know exactly what to say. The average person is dead. I remember I did that one time. A woman hit me. She did a hit and run. And I thought she wasn't going to drive off. The lady was like 70. So the lady hit me at the light. Boom. I'm like, God dang. I look in the rearview mirror. It's an older lady. She's going in her glove box. I'm like, okay, she going to do the right thing, right? So we drive to the gas station, right? This lady did me dirty, boy. But I'm crazier than she was. So I drive in the Circle K parking lot. She keep going. I said, oh, no, you not. I was a cop. I say, lady, I do this for a living. Come on. I get in the car. I drive behind her. I'm following her. I got my gun and everything. I'm like, oh, lady, you want to get out and do that gunplay? We can make it happen. I'm finna follow you today. Now, I do not recommend, if you're not a professional, to follow people. But I'm a cop. I'm following this lady. So I'm following. I'm like, you ain't finna hit me and just drive off. So I call. They go, please stop following her. Yes, okay. Meet me at the lot. Okay. I followed her. And I got her license plate and I got all the stuff. But when I was talking to him, I mean, that lady would be far gone, no evidence, we gone, right? They told me to stop following the lady when we were right in front of the Circle K thing. And if I'd have stopped following her, that lady would have went home. She'd have parked the car in the garage. I couldn't really give a good description of what car it was. I didn't know what she looked like. I wasn't paying attention. I thought she was going to stop. Oh, man, your car would have been, everything would have been gone. I ended up not pressing charges on her because she was old. And then, you know, I didn't have much damage to my car. I was like, oh, it's all right. I ain't going to report this. But I had a guy, y'all, real quick. I had a guy have a DUI. I'm on the way to church. I had my son in the back. I pull up at the light and the guy is frozen. at the light. He ain't moving nowhere. He just there, sitting there. And so I walk up to his window because I'm a first responder. I thought he was having a medical emergency. I get to this man's car and I look in he got a beer, an open beer in the center console. I knock on the window. He is not moving. I'm like, this guy, I knew he's drunk after I saw the beer, but I'm like, I thought he was dead. I'm knocking. He finally do this. He rolls the window down and a brewery came out of his car. I said, oh man. So he see me and he realized he got the beer there. He drives off. So I got my kid in the car, so I can't be Mr. Cop today, right? I don't want no drama with my baby in the car. We on the way to church. This fool drives around. They gave me such a hard time. What direction is he going? They switched from the PD to another PD. If I wasn't a cop, man, that man would have been gone. They ain't got no information. I'm saying all this to tell you, get you a gun at your house. All right. Nick, what's the next video we got real quick? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know if y'all seen this clip. I don't know. What's her name? Something Stone. I can find her name real quick. I don't know if you guys saw this clip, but I'm just going to play this clip so you guys can see the ridiculousness of leftists. And then we're going to go on, and I got a couple advertisers that I want to let you guys know about. But this is Sharon Stone, and listen to how ridiculous these people are. Listen to how ridiculous. Roll the clip.
You know, Italy has seen fascism. Italy has seen these things. You guys, you understand what happens. You have seen this before. My country is in its adolescence. Adolescence is very arrogant. Adolescence thinks it knows everything. Adolescence is naive and ignorant and arrogant. And we are in our ignorant, arrogant adolescence. We haven't seen this before in our country. So Americans who don't travel, who 80% don't have a passport, who are uneducated, are in their extraordinary naivete. What I can say is that the only way that we can help with these issues is to help each other. Now, we can't just say that women should help women because that's the only way we have survived so far.
Hold on. You lying. I almost say it. I want to say it. But I don't want to repent on TV right now. Women help women. That's the only way women have survived. You can't make this up. No, the only reason women have survived is because men have died for them and have advocated for them. Women helping women ain't a real thing. You want to bet? Why is half of the population in America is women? Why is the WNBA not the most popular sport? Because women don't help women. Women ain't going to watch no WNBA. They don't support women in women's sports. That's why women's sports ain't that big. Women's sports might not be that good, but it'll definitely be big and popular if women supported other women. Who you think hating on women? Have you ever watched The Real Housewives? Women hate women more than anything. And women ain't supporting women. Why do women wear all that makeup on their face? For other women. They not wearing that for men. Men ain't really tripping on that. Why they get their boobs done and butt done? They not doing that for men. Men don't like BBLs. They doing that for women. Women be dressed up with the nice shoes and got their toenails done because they want to compete with the other woman. They ain't worried about no men. They don't even care if you like them because they wake up next to you with no makeup on their face. But then when they go in front of everybody else, they got to put the makeup on because they can't be there seen out in public without no makeup on. Come on, man. Y'all quit playing with yourself. This woman delusional. Women like this are delusional. How did women get the right to vote? It wasn't women. It was men who decided to vote in that direction. How did women get any rights? It was men. How did women get in a position to get rights? Men who died in wars to get freedom so that women could even have a possibility of ever getting rights. Women supporting women. Women don't support women, man. Women do not support women. Men support women. Men support women in good and bad ways. Every opportunity you see a woman have, a man gave it to her. Just about. A man saw a vision of this woman being good, gave her an opportunity, put her up on game, hired her for CEO position, put her in a position of power. All that came from a man. Every billionaire woman in the world is a billionaire because of a man. The richest women in the world, what? Their husband. They divorced the man. That's why they got rich. Melinda Gates, you could say they built it together, but nobody knows her. They know Bill Gates. Bill Gates is probably the mastermind behind it, which most time the men are the mastermind behind it. Not saying that women don't have any value. Some women are the mastermind and the man is just a shell. But in a lot of cases, the man. Some woman divorced a rich man. That's how they got rich. Jeff Bezos, his wife. How was she worth? That woman went on stage one day. If you go look at her profile, Jeff Bezos' wife, you go look at her profile, it says like billionaire author. But no, it's divorcee. You should say divorcee. She didn't make that money she didn't somehow build a company from scratch and make that money. She made that money because she divorced that guy who made all that money. She's worth $28.5 billion and she give half her money to leftist lunatics. $28.5 billion. Hey, who's the richest woman in America? Look that up real quick. It may be her. There was another woman. There was another woman. I'm not trying to bash women. I'm just trying to bash these type of women. There's another woman that was like the richest woman in America. She was the richest CEO in America, and come to find out, it was all a fraud. She was the richest woman in America, and then you come to find out it was all a scheme. So the richest woman in America got rich on a scheme. Okay. Let's see. Walt Disney. Oh, Walmart. Walmart's wife. Daughter. No, that's his wife right there. Oh, there's somebody down there. They passed it on.
IRS to the fortune of Walmart as daughter of founder.
Oh, daughter of founder. Is she 75? 75. Dang. They've been around that long? God dang. She's worth $84 billion. So that what'd you say? $89 billion. That's that man's wife. That's how she became a billionaire. Go down the list. Roll the clip, Nick.
We must say that good men must help good men, and those good men must be very aware that a lot of your friends are not good men. And you can't continue to pretend that your friends are good men when they are not good men. And you must be very clear-minded and understand that your friends who are not good men are dangerous, violent men. And you have to keep them away from your daughters, your wives, and your girlfriends. Because this is a time when we can no longer look away when bad men are bad.
And look at this soy-eating weenie over here on this side. Most of your friends are bad men. No, shut up, woman. You a dirtbag. Don't. I almost said something splaining. It started with a C, but I'm not gonna say it because I'm a Christian. Don't woman-splain us what a good man is and a dangerous man. Keep a dangerous man away from your. These are the same woman that probably rich off a man. That's a dangerous man to her now. He wasn't dangerous when you were living with him and up on his couch, or on the side of his couch. I can't stand people like that. Dangerous men. Like, dangerous men are the reason you're free. Have you ever thought of that? Yeah, toxic masculinity is how you became free. You're only alive right now because some toxic men are overseas right now fighting for your freedom and putting their life on the line, getting ready to go to a war that we shouldn't have nothing to do with. What are you talking about? Women, black people, and gay people should be the most grateful people in American history because somebody else gave you an opportunity. And your success and failure came on the backs of somebody else's bloodshed, period. All the black people in America, it's because your forefathers that got beat to death, they fought through it. They persevered. The white man gave you freedom, and that's how you end up being free in America, the greatest country to ever live. You can go back to Africa where you probably be a slave or be in poverty in most cases. Is that what you want? Okay, well then shut the front door. The white man gave you an opportunity. That's why you over here balling out of control, making money, being a millionaire, stunting on Instagram. The white man did that, okay? Give the white man some credit. You don't have to give him all the credit, but give the white man some credit. God dang. And then you go with the women. Men gave you rights or help you secure your rights, because I think God gave you the rights. Men help you secure the rights. Who else? Gay people. Yeah, go live in Palestine. Gays for Palestine. Go live in Palestine, and let's see how much topping and bottoming y'all gonna be doing over there. Only top and bottom is you gonna go to the top of the building and the bottom of the building. I don't know. That's what it means in Palestine. When you say top and bottom, it means they're gonna take you to the top of the building and throw you off, and you'll hit the bottom. That's the only top and bottom. I should make a comedy skit out of that one. It's not funny, but it's funny in comedy. All right. Anyway, I mean, I'm just saying, give credit where credit's due. That's like a kid. That's like a kid getting upset with their parents and bashing their parents and acting like their parents didn't have nothing to do with their success. Hey, if your mom and them wasn't feeding you all these years and believing in you and taking you to practice every day and doing all these things they do for you, you wouldn't be where you at. So don't get all high and mighty now that you got your own freedom and you 18 years old and somehow your parents didn't have nothing to do with that. You just did it all on your own. I hate when people say, I'm a self-made millionaire. No, not really. Not really. You may be a self-inspired millionaire, but you're not a self-made millionaire because somebody helped you at some point along the way. I can't take credit for nothing I've ever done in my life independently. If it wasn't for Bishop Arthur Pierce at Emmanuel Grace Apostolic Church in Tucson, Arizona, I do not believe I would be saved today. It wasn't because I was so good and so smart and it's because the man preached the gospel of Jesus Christ like he was supposed to. And the day I walked in that church is the day I heard the gospel of Jesus Christ, and it changed my life forever. I cannot pat myself on the back and act like I was all ready to go and I somehow had a miraculous experience with God. It's because that man did what God called him to do and then inspired somebody like me to get a connection. When I was in college and I didn't have no money, a man named John mentored me when he didn't know me from Adam, helped me pay my rent for a whole year when I had my baby. I wouldn't be nowhere if John didn't do something. And this is outside of my parents. Now, my parents get all the credit, but this is just other people. If it wasn't for other people pouring in my life and pouring into me and believing in me, and I wouldn't be here today. If it wasn't for people that support me and follow me on social media, I wouldn't have a following. It's not, and I know I'm good. You know, I know I'm good at what I do. I know I'm funny sometimes and maybe, y'all like listen to me. I'm entertaining. I do my research. But if y'all wouldn't hit like and subscribe, who is Brandon Tatum? You get what I'm saying? Oh, my merch company doing good. I got a merch company. It's because y'all believe in me and you guys have taken a chance, even though we give great merch and our customer service is great and all that. Y'all took a chance on my dream of creating conservative merch, and that's why the merch company does well. Speaking of the merch company, let me tell you guys about what we have going on right now. Black Friday sale is still going on. 47% off store-wide. And we got some new product, too. We have these hats right here. Stop on the hat. The Trump 2024 hat was crazy, insanely popular. We brought it back. I think we only got about 100 of them that we made. So if you want this hat, it's swaggy. I wore it at I forget what game I went to. I wore it. It's better than just the big crazy Trump hat. Because if you don't want to wear this thing and you know what I'm saying, which I love it because I got it signed by Trump. You want to wear something a little more discreet and swaggy, we got you right here. Go down a little bit. All this stuff that you see as we scroll, the hat that I'm wearing right now, we just made these hats 40% off. You're going to get them 40% off. So keep scrolling down. 40% off everything that you see coming up. The Trump dance, 47% off. I said 40, it's 47% off. So go to the link in the description section. Go and get you a shirt today. And if anybody, I know we had a little bit of a delay on some of the victory shirts, but if anybody have any problems, go to customer service. We send out an email when we do have complicated things that happen, but it's rare. But anyway, go on and get you some merch today. All right. I got two more things I want to tell you guys about. Nick, if you can pop it up on the screen. We'll skip Trinity. I want to give a report on this real quick as well. So shout out to everybody that donated to Save the Storks. We are getting the medical mobile clinic right here in Phoenix, Arizona. We already reached our first goal, which was $150,000 we raised. We passed that goal. Now we're going to go on and get a bigger bus because we started with the medical mobile clinic that was a smaller one, which is like the one you see in the screen right here. Hold on a second. Let me scroll down. Which is like the one you see in the screen right here above my head. That's like the smaller one. The one that's in the picture like that is the one that we're going to upgrade to. What's the benefit of upgrading to the bigger unit? Before I get to that point, I want to make sure I at least tell you that it's $35 a month to support. You can give any amount. You can give $1. You can give $50. You can give, but we wanted you to get $35 a month because that commitment every month is how we ensure that we can help a young woman. So $35 is at least to support one woman on this journey to give life. So the reason we want to get a bigger bus is because it has more services available. And since we only have one in Phoenix, and Phoenix is one of the biggest metropolitan cities in the entire country, we want to give a full service bus. So you have counseling in the front portion of the bus, and then in the back portion of the bus, women can get ultrasounds and testing and different things like that, and also information to help them choose life. The goal is for no woman to choose to eliminate the life of the unborn because she feels as if she don't have the means or she don't have proper education on the subject. So we're going to make sure that every woman that wants it, that's available, can have education, and we're going to help them choose life and not what these other people are doing. So go on and donate today. I got one more thing I want to talk to you guys about that I think is very important. And we do this every single year. So some of you guys are familiar with the Angel Tree Project, right? Prison Fellowship, they support prisoners that are incarcerated, giving them life tools, teaching them about the gospel of Jesus Christ. And they partner with Angel Tree in order to help with Christmas time, helping their children get a gift, a personal message from their parent, and getting a Bible. Our goal, in my opinion, I got to do the math on it, but I want us to raise well over $100,000 to help children. So for every kid, how much would it be for every kid? $30. So $30 will get one kid a Christmas gift, a Bible, and a message from their parent who's incarcerated, right? So for $150, you can help 5 kids, $300, you can help 3 kids, so on and so forth. But I want us to go up and beyond this goal that we have here at the bottom. I don't know if you guys can see it, but our goal is to help 1,300 kids. We're already at 11 and we haven't even started yet. So 1,300 kids, $30 for one kid. So if every single person that's watching and that's listening can give $30, you will help a kid get a Christmas gift, a Bible, and a special message from their parents. This makes all the difference in these kids' lives forever. Anyway, go on. We'll put the link in the description section. Donate as God put it on your heart to donate. All righty, let's get back to the subject at hand. Do we have anything else we want to talk about before we get out of here for Thanksgiving? No, what is that? Nah. What's the other one? I'm going to answer the super chats real quick while we're at it. So if anybody super chatted, I want to answer your super chat. If you have a question, please pose the question and tag my name in it so I can see it. But thank everybody for the super chat. Dustin is insane. So I'm not going to answer any of his super chats because ASU is going to lose their tomorrow to the University of Arizona. I mean, I keep saying tomorrow. I feel like tomorrow is Saturday. It's on Saturday, so make sure y'all stay tuned and watch the Arizona State game because we're going to smoke them like a bag of rocks. Okay? Adam, thanks so much for the super chat. What's up, Tate? If you haven't already shared these live chats, thank you. Appreciate it. Don says, blessed Thanksgiving. Team Tatum, the biggest thing we can learn from our trauma is forgiveness. God uses these things for good. Amen and amen. Dustin is still super chatting. Me and him going to have a live boxing match at some point. No, I'm messing around. DSN, thank you so much for the gift as a Tatum squad member. Let's see. Mar, thanks so much for the super chat. Mar also, the Headstrong Project for Military, General Mattis. Okay. Let's see. Do we have any? We have some Q&A in here. Okay. Nobody asked me any questions. If you got a question, you ask me now. You got to tag my name in it. I'm gonna answer questions for just a little bit of more time, and then we're gonna go off for the holidays. But make sure you guys support the campaigns that we have made mention. You can, if you want merch, if that's your thing right now, and you're looking for some holiday gifts, 47% off on Tatum Store. If you are the type of person that want to support the pro-life movement, your opportunity, $35 a month. If you have it to give, don't be up here squandering your money and doing it grudgingly, because the Bible says be a cheerful giver, not of necessity or grudgingly, but be a cheerful giver and give. So if you want to give to the Tatum Stork bus that we're going to have pull up right out here, we're going to have a celebration when it pull up. And I want to invite everybody that supported to come to that event. But the bus here is going to save so many women's lives. When women see the ultrasound, I think 2/3 of women decide to give life. And so with the medical mobile clinic, we'll give ultrasounds and different things like that for women. And we'll pull that thing right in front of Planned Parenthood or wherever we need to pull it up in front of. And it's all free to the young ladies that need support. And not just young ladies, people who are older, anybody that's with child, we would support them. And lastly, if you want to be a blessing to somebody this holiday season, we're going to run this campaign all the way almost to Christmas. So we have so many opportunities to help so many more kids. We have never not just blown past our goal of 1,300 kids. So it's $30 per kid. One rule that somebody told me about was that you can try to give the same number of kids that you have. So if you have 2 kids, try to bless 2 kids. And let me say this, and I'm going to shut up about this whole thing, because I'm not the type of person to like beg you. This is only if you want to be a blessing to somebody and God has put it on your heart to give. One thing that happens when you give is that you are sowing a seed of blessing into somebody else's life. And after all the sowing that you do, there will be a time of harvest. Now, I don't know what the harvest is going to look like because I ain't God, but you know what the harvest you want in your life. And it's not always money. I want you to understand that. When you do good for people, good comes back to you, right? When you sow good seeds, that tree is going to blossom good, fruitful goodness for you. For instance, if you're sad and you sow encouragement to other people, you will find yourself receiving encouragement for other people and having an encouraged life. If you have people that are in need, you will never be, in my opinion, if you give to other people that are in need, you will never be in need. Because God is going to return that blessing to you in some form or fashion. I have never in my life given to a cause and felt like I was without what I gave. I've never in my life. I feel like God blessed me multiple times over in all kind of aspects of my life because that's the kind of heart I have. I don't make money and do things and not give back. I'm supposed to move on from this, but one more update for all of you guys who are watching. Remember the young man that we raised money for? We raised about $7,000 for him. I added the rest of the money to get the $10,000. I delivered that $10,000 check via Cash App to his mom 2 days ago. So just so you guys know, if you donated to help that young man, I just delivered that cash payment to his mom 2 days ago. She was very thankful and grateful. At some point, I'm gonna make a video and put the text so you guys see that I texted her and responded, and she said thank you, that her and her family is very appreciative. So not only did you bless that kid, right? She had other kids too. So $10,000 as a gift for Christmas, I think will be incredible for that family. So ladies and gentlemen, you guys are a part of blessing so many more people. I mean, I just think that this is so amazing to be able to bless people. I wish I was a billionaire because all I do is give my money away because you can only spend so much money. And anyway, I want to thank you guys. Just know that you're a blessing not only to me, but to other people. And this channel has raised more money and supported more people for genuine good causes than I think anybody else has. And I ain't really keeping up, but I just know how much y'all do. And I really, 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 from the bottom of my heart, appreciate it. And that's what I'm thankful for. And we're going to end the show on that. So I love you guys. I appreciate all of your support. And y'all have an incredible, incredible, incredible Thanksgiving with your family. And if you are alone, you're never alone. God is on your side. I'll be praying for you. Other people will probably be praying for you. And don't ever think that you're alone. Just remember God got your back. If you're with family, enjoy your family while you have them, because we all got a time stamp. We all got an expiration date. and we ain't gonna live forever. So enjoy your family, kiss them, hug them, tell them you love them, and embrace the holiday season, and then get your butt back to work. All right? I'll see y'all the next one. We out of here.
Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.